Las Vegas, Glitter and Gambling. This is a reading roundtable story read by Cameron Camp, and that's me. Las Vegas, where the Bellagio water fountains send up jets of this precious liquid for over 500 feet into the air, and then the water evaporates in the desert air, while hotel rooms say, "Please conserve water." Think about that. The hotel rooms signs, "Please conserve water," and you look out of your window and there's all this water shooting up in fountains, and then it just evaporates because it's so hot. This is a city of contradictions. You can find family-friendly entertainment or sexy dancing just by walking from one block to another. Gambling casinos never close, and many have no clocks on the walls. Now, why do you think you would have no clock on the wall in a gambling casino? You know, when it's 3 a.m. and it looks just the same as 3 p.m., people just keep gambling, I guess. So who cares about time when you catch the fever? And you're staying in a pyramid. The pyramid there is one of the hotel casinos. So they've got places from all over the world represented in Las Vegas. There's even a New York. The Paris Hotel has a roof that looks like the sky, and it gets dark at night with its own stars. I remember being in Las Vegas, and we went to the Paris casino there, and my wife and I sat at a little bistro. It was like being on a street in Paris at night, and we looked up, and there were the stars and a dark blue sky. The Venice Hotel has its own gondolas and canals inside of the building. Going through a doorway can take you away into another country in Las Vegas. Gambling takes many different forms in Las Vegas. You can play card games like poker or blackjack. If you look at that hand there, the ace and the king, that looks like a winner if you know how to play blackjack. Slot machines are everywhere, even at the airport terminals. So when you land in Las Vegas and last thing you see before you leave Las Vegas, you're immediately confronted with these slot machines. You can also try your luck at roulette or blow on a pair of dice and hope. There are even off-track betting parlors in Vegas where you can watch horse races from all over the country and place your bets on a winner. I remember being in Las Vegas and seeing the Preakness being raced there one time when my wife and I were there. Like most places in Vegas, while you are gambling, you are given drinks for free. I wonder why you get free drinks as long as you're gambling. Why do you think that might be? Vegas is also famous for the entertainers who perform there. In the past, members of the Rat Pack, such as Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra, and Dean Martin would sing on stage. Sometimes they do it together. The Rat Pack even sometimes went and dealt cards to guests. So suddenly there you are with Frank Sinatra dealing blackjack for you. Just about any form of entertainment can be found in Vegas. You can pick from magicians or acrobats, animal acts, including lions and tigers, comedians, dancers, ventriloquists, even mind readers. What type of entertainment do you like to see? What do you enjoy most? There have been many movies filmed in Las Vegas and television shows. Just a few of the movies include Ocean's 11, Viva Las Vegas with Elvis Presley, and Vegas Vacation with Chevy Chase. There was even a James Bond movie there, Diamonds Are Forever. I remember Jimmy Dean played a reclusive billionaire, sort of like Howard Hughes. So what's your favorite movie about Las Vegas? Since Las Vegas is in the desert, the temperature can get very hot in the summertime and very dry too. A typical day in August can reach 100 degrees or even much more than that. And because of the dryness of the air, some singers can get a condition known as Vegas throat. Their throat dries out because of the air and they cannot perform. So you have to make sure you take plenty of liquids if you're going to be singing and performing there, especially in the summertime. In the winter, snow is not common, and it only gets below freezing about 8 nights every year. When it does snow, most of the time it melts before it hits the ground. Frost rarely gets seen on the Las Vegas Strip. There are many stories about Las Vegas. In one story, a comedian named Dick Shawn was performing there for the first time actually in Las Vegas, and he ended his first show by dropping his pants and having the band play the Star-Spangled Banner. His underwear was an American flag. He got a standing ovation. Everybody stood when they heard the Star-Spangled Banner and was immediately fired after that. Many people come to Las Vegas to get married because a wedding license is cheap. You don't need a blood test. There's no waiting period. There are wedding chapels everywhere in Las Vegas, and you can even get married by Elvis, at least an Elvis impersonator. Do you like that idea? What's your favorite Elvis Presley movie? What's your favorite Elvis song? I remember on our 30th anniversary, my wife and I did the first and only duet in public at a karaoke machine in a restaurant. We sang an Elvis song to each other. Do you like to have snow in the wintertime, or would you rather be in a warm place than in the winter? What's your preference? Have you ever walked out of a movie or a show? Why? Yeah, my wife and I have walked out of a couple of movies. We just found the show to be a bit too offensive. And so we just looked at each other and nodded and got up and left. Who would you like to see perform a show? Who is your favorite performer that you saw in person? I remember we went to Vegas and we saw the Smothers Brothers live. And one of our favorite performers that we saw in person was a woman named Betty Buckley, who sang in the original Cats when it was first produced on Broadway. We were able to see her in a really small lounge, and we were only about 10 feet away from her. It was a really special evening. Did you ever go to Las Vegas or some other place with casinos? Did you ever win money by betting or gambling? I have a friend who had never been to a casino before, and he wanted to know about slot machines. So I said, well, come with me. And he got a $5 token, and I said, put it all in on the slot machine. And once he did, so pull the lever, and he did. And he won. He won like $15. And he said, what do I do now? And I said, take the slip worth $15 and never get near another one of these machines again. So he left the slip worth $15 as a tip for the woman who cleaned his room, and his when he left it in the hotel room to go. And as far as I know, he's not been near a slot machine since. That guy has my admiration. That's a lot of self-control. So thank you for this reading, for listening in, for thinking about or discussing this story, at least thinking about it in your own head. Would you like to do this again sometime? So we have some other stories like this, reading roundtables. We'd love to have you listen to some of those. We want to thank Unsplash Photographers for giving us some of these great photos that we saw in the story. And here's our contact information. So if you're interested in the things we're doing, please get in touch with us, and we'd be happy to hear from you. So take care and have a great day.